सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Okay, now please read verse number 403, please. And एकात्मके परे तत्त्वे भेदवार्ता कथं वसेत् सुषुप्तो सुखमात्रायां भेदकेनावलोकितः न यस्ति विश्वं परतत्त्वबोधात् सदात्मनि ब्रह्मणि निर्विकल्पे कालत्रयेनापि रहिरीक्षितो गुणे नय्यम्बुबिन्दो मृगतृष्णिकायाम् न यस्ति विश्वं परतत्त्वबोधात् सदात्मनि ब्रह्मणि निर्विकल्पे कालत्रयेनापि अहिरोक्षितो गुणे नय्यम्बुबिन्दो मृगतृष्णिकायाम्। I hope after you listen to these classes, at least some time you are spending to see and be the truth of it. Because all these verses are only your description. If any time ever you want to write a biography, you cannot write a better biography than this. Because this is the real biography of to who you are. The biographies that you read in the press, in the world around, in the academic field, the literary field, are the biographies of things that you have. And it is so varied, because they write the biography of the body, where it was born, whose child it was, where it grew, what education it picked up, what relationship it encountered, what achievements it had, what actions did it do. And then some moments of ecstasy, agony, fulfillment, frustration. But the absolute freedom, love, affection, satisfaction, happiness always remains elusive. In no human biography, ordinarily, you shall see this absolute fulfillment. By chance somebody talks about absolute fulfillment, immediately we convert them to gods, turn them to holy people, wise guys, and no more ordinary human beings. Put them in pedestal and crucify them for all times to come. So that the other person can never ever appreciate that he too is absolute happiness. That is what the mistake we commit. Understand, please. Immortality, absolute happiness, freedom is not something, a subject of speculation. It is your own nature. Shivoham, Shivoham. Ananda Swarupoham, Sat Swarupoham, Chit Swarupoham. Aham Sat, Aham Chit, Aham Ananda. When all these statements are given, where all the words mean same thing. The word I and the meaning of it all mean one and the same thing. That is why that is your description, my description, everybody's description in the world. It's not the description of an Indian, a Hindu, a believer or a non-believer. It's the description of every man that walks on this earth. From the absolute standpoint, relative standpoint you cannot describe because it's endless. As many people, that many lives. Experiences of billions of people cannot be written down. So when you write a biography of a person, usually it is something that the person has. Even if he writes his professional experiences, the professional efficiency that he has. Just see the lies, the amount of falsehood that circulates around in the name of authenticity, authentic biography, a huge lie. Because nobody talks about who he is, they talk about what he has. And everybody laps it up, because that is the language average man understands. So as even there is a bureaucrat, technocrat, a top educationist, takes tremendous pleasure in describing his achievements in those fields, then there is a religious guy who is supposed to be helping out others, empty inside himself, and talks about his achievements also. Victories, conquests, political conquests, religious conquests. They are sad histories because they all are lies. Because who you are is totally unaffected by what you have. If that much understanding goes into human society, it will be a different world. Long before you try to change, convert, bring about a massive transformation in the human world, it is absolutely essential you start with the micro, yourself. Because if I am not a happy person, I am not going to give happiness to anybody. The people who are begging for happiness, begging for attention, begging for love, begging for comfort, of course are ignorant. And the person who promises them happiness by making them dependent on him is much more dangerous. Are you getting that point, please? A poor, uneducated, uninitiated individual shall look for little crumbs of satisfaction, contentment in the world. So he shall beg for little attention, love, satisfaction, security, comfort. Another person who says, I shall give you comfort, and then provides him money. I shall give you comfort and then give him a house. I shall give you a comfort and then give him some food. I shall give you comfort, give him some emotional shoulder to lean on. That person commits a greater crime. It may give a little immediate satisfaction, but in the process, the other person becomes dependent, and this person also, who is providing this, making the other person insecure. Because it is like, I was moving in a forest one day, going in a national park, and they had written very nicely, please don't feed the wild monkeys, don't feed the wild animals, the deers, there are hundreds of deers going around. He said, please don't feed the deers. Why? The monkeys, if you start feeding them, they shall stop searching for their food in the natural habitat. Have you seen when you are going to Pondicherry or Madras from this place, near Genji, there will be 30 to 40 monkeys always on the roadside. Why? Because for people it is fun. Throw little chana, some fruits, something, and they come, oh, so nice, and he is feeding the baby. So all the monkeys are on the line. They have forgotten that they must go to the trees, pick up the fruits or the leaves, raw things to eat. Now the monkeys also are having cholesterol. I'm not telling you joke, eh? The animals are having cholesterol. Why? The dogs are no more running. The food is reaching him. The master is fat, dog also fat. He is obese, animal also is obese. You don't have a person to feed, so you feed the dog and you also eat. Understand? I'm not, please. So when you start feeding the wild animal, you think you are doing a very compassionate job, but in the process, the monkey or the wild animal becomes dependent. So the religions which promises happiness, then give you some practice, give you some book, give you some idea. Or a person who says, I shall give you happiness, then gives you nice lifestyle. If you come with me, you shall share the 5-star condo in Alps. If you come with me, you shall have the total access to my personal jet, my private yacht. Now you get hooked into a 5-star lifestyle and you are a slave of insecurity. Understand? So the one who is begging for happiness, love, attention, of course doesn't know anything about himself. The person who promises happiness and makes him dependent on something, he is more dangerous. The Upanishads teachers completely are of a different genre. Happy with themselves, they point out the truth for you. You are the happiness. You are the absolute. When you enjoy a class, understand certain things, the teacher doesn't take the compliment that you gave me this understanding. No. One time it happened somewhere in Madurai after I gave a series of talk and came back. So many, like fan mails. There will be many people will write letters. Oh, thank you for giving this, thank you. So one letter I wrote to everybody, typed it out and sent it to everybody, because if I have to take the credit for giving you the understanding, I have to take the discredit for so many people not understanding. In 1,000 crowd, maybe 200 people understood, 800 people, okay, liked it, but they did not understand. If I take the credit for giving somebody understanding, I have to take the discredit for many people not understanding. Credit is yours. If you understand, credit is yours. If you don't understand, credit is yours. Don't worry. But be prepared. You listen to this and think for yourself, because somebody can give you certain help in living, but you have to live your life, because nobody can live your life. You cannot live somebody's life. Are you getting that point, please? That is why don't make people dependent on yourself, But most people feel very powerful being depended upon. So many people are depending on me. Even a small human relationship, if you look at it, mother feels very great when the child comes crawling towards him. That is why when the child becomes independent, some mothers don't like it. Some parents don't like it because children suddenly so independent. No more they have a place in the other people's lives. Understand? That is, when you listen to these things, beautiful descriptions, so beautiful descriptions. Ekahatmake pare tattva, when you know the oneness of yourself, there is absolutely no division of any kind. Susupto sukhavelaya. Susupto, when sukhamatrayam, when you are in deep sleep and in total bliss, Veda kena avalokyate. Have you seen anybody experiencing a division? In duality, division, there is no happiness. Yad, where you say that, Dvaitam, when you say that, Dvayad vai bhayam bhavati. Beautiful statement in the Upanishad. Dvayad vai bhayam bhavati. The fear comes from duality. Why? If you ask somebody says, I am afraid, next question, of what? I am afraid of what? Second thing must exist. That is why when you are different from your lover, you are different from your beloved, you are different from your friend, you are different from the object that you are enjoying. A continuous misery haunts you. Sound is not you. You have to be continuously in the company of a particular sound. A person was listening to music, beautiful iPod, lovely system. High voltage system got burnt out. Now miserable. You touch something, therefore feel very comfortable. That object of touch goes away. Inanimate thing or animate thing, doesn't matter. You see something, hear something, and therefore you feel very comfortable. That thing is no more available for perception. That is why you are afraid of losing. You are afraid of losing, understand. When you say, please listen carefully. When you say, I am happy, ask yourself the question, are you happy with something or with yourself? Oof, this is $1 million question. When you say, I am happy, ask that question to yourself. This is where comes your contemplation. Am I happy with myself or with something? If you are happy with something, you better watch out. Because that something will disappear. That's not under your control. That is why, if a guru teaches you freedom, when the guru goes, your freedom goes. Most of these guys who promise you, oh, you can't do anything, hug everybody in the street, look at somebody, do something, whatever you feel like. So somebody gives you a philosophy and you have a support of a mind behind it. When that mind disappears, your freedom disappears. Appreciate, please. Now say you are happy. Ask the question, am I happy with myself or am I happy with something or an idea, a book, a person? Nothing. Why? Sukhamatrayam susupto, in the deep sleep, Veda kena avalokyate. Have you seen any duality? But you are absolutely blissful. Your experience. That is why, in your moment of happiness with somebody or something, that person is forgotten. They say a very nice, gross example. The person who drinks their wine throws the pot, one with the wine. Pot is not needed anymore. You take your happiness from the object and throw it out. You embrace the person, forget the person. You listen to the music, forget the music. In every moment of happiness, other things drop out. You are with yourself. That is why You think for yourself when you are sitting down, when after your classes are over, sometimes take some time. Always take some time, contemplate and see the truth for yourself. In this moment, please ask yourself the question. As I was walking down, this thought came to my mind. I thought I'll share with you. When the class is over, between the classes, what are you thinking? How much you are being with yourself and how much restless you are. Does your thoughts, do they push you? Or you are at rest with yourself and the decision is yours, to be on the bed or to be on the chair, to be under a tree or to lying down on a grass, to be on a stone or to look at the water, just to listen to a bird or to talk to a friend. Is it your decision, a conscious decision, or it is a compulsion, a very compulsive behavior? You can't keep quiet, therefore hang around. Are you being yourself? Ask that question. Are you being yourself? Or are you unconsciously, just 1 minute please. Just see that. Are you being unconsciously compulsive? Then when you're tired, just before the class, come away to the class and sit down. No. You must see that. Acceptance of yourself completely. Always happy with yourself. Please appreciate. Always happy with yourself. And about your physical body, when you are living with your body, you have to live with your body, you have to live with your mind, and please appreciate, you know that this is something which can be continuously improved upon. You shall never reach the last word. Think. You shall never reach the last word. You have seen recently the Olympics. What speed a person can run. Body can be improved. It can be improved. But how much can I do? You appreciate for yourself. I'm not going to be a gymnast. I'm not going to be a synchronized swimmer. I'm not going to be a player of maybe 100-meter running or something like that. Already my life is chosen. In a sense, I have this moment. I'm a computer scientist or a job or an administrator or something, whatever, a dancer, musician, painter. And I continue with that. But being happy with myself. You are not sitting down there and grieving, I could not be a gymnast. You understand? What you are is one. What you are not is billion things. If you start dreaming, this is known as the unhappiness. What you are is one. What you are not, billions of things. What I have is this body. And I want to have a dream body. Imagine. How long can you suffer? Work for it if you want. The region ant has gone inside. See that. Yeah, simple. This is like a conscious behavior. You see that. I know when it is going. I know where it is going. Okay, go away. I'm talking. But he says go away, but he don't go. It has gone to this place. Now he can't go up, can't go back, so he is getting bugged. Now if he is not biting, it's a big one, but he's not biting. Okay, he is suffocated, I will be feeling la 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 la. What is the idea? Go, remove the fellow, come and talk. No, when you are sitting down in meditation, you cannot feel the crawling of ants on you. You fit for the nut house. Please appreciate. Anyway, so what you are is one. What you can be is millions. What you are eating, listen friends, what you are eating is idli. What you are not eating is millions of dishes. Suppose you grieve for what food you don't have, will you ever be happy? You are living in a house and you are dreaming of billion other houses. Will you ever be happy? You are living with a man or woman. You are dreaming of billion others. Forget billion, one other. Will you ever be happy? Your nose is of a particular shape, but you are thinking of a dream shape. That is how the cosmetologist, these cosmetic surgery people make money. They give, you want this nose? And some people go crazy for it. That nose, this eye. Why don't you transplant somebody's brain? That will be nice. You don't like jokes, okay. There was a fellow who he went for a brain surgery, okay? Because everybody thought he has nuts. That brain is not good. So, okay, name it Sardar if you want. If you're not the Sardar, simply joke, okay? With all due respect, when you listen, just like you can say Sardar, Namudri, X, Y, Z, anything, or you can just a person, okay, take it, whichever you like. The person goes there. Goes to the hospital. The doctor, the brain surgeon asked, what do you want? He says, see, everybody says my brain is not working. I want a very intelligent brain. He said, okay, we'll have a brain transplantation. How much it cost? And he put it up. And the ordinary worker's brain, $500, the other brain, $1,000, another brain, $2,000, another brain, $5,000. Then on the corner, there is a special brain, $100,000. Then Sardar asked, what is that one, $100,000? Since I am already changing, why not change for the best? Anyway, it's going to be open and removed. So remove the worst fellow and put the best one. So why not say $100,000 brain? Whose brain is that? He said, this is a Sardar's brain. He said, what? Why is it so costly? He said, brand new, never used. Okay. Anyway, think of it. So if somebody gives you that idea, that your nose is like this, change it. You'll be miserable. Now same thing. So between your classes, what are you thinking? Please ask yourself until you come to this place. What are you thinking? On your bed you are lying down. If you are not sleeping, some people of course, comfortable sleeping, so they don't have to think, no problem. But if you are not sleeping, what are you thinking? Are you being yourself so happy with yourself that your thinking is no more for being somebody else or being something else? I am myself, reading a book, spending some time, picking up some ideas. Please ask yourself that question. Your being with yourself is so important. Who you are is so interesting, you don't want to be somebody else. Freedom. If you come to this place, you shall change, you are finished. If you come to this place, if you understand yourself, you shall never change. Why? You are changeless, absolute. And then, all your limitations you shall accept. You will no more be self-righteous, arrogant. You have a weakness. Can you overcome it? Yes. Cannot overcome it? Live with it. But you don't harm somebody else. You understand the principle. When people say, I have turned a new leaf, do you know what it means? All dangerous things are still hidden inside. You'll pretend to be somebody. Pretend to be somebody. Then after some time you explode. That is a good man, very nice for some time. But after some time he becomes tired of his goodness and he explodes. When circumstances change, the person explodes. When you're a wise person, you are with yourself, you are a different game altogether. You accept everything as it is. So see for yourself. And said, when you know this, he says, Nayastya vishwam paratattva bodhat Paratattva bodhanantaram, after the understanding of this absolute reality, that is yourself, Vishwa nasti, the whole creation doesn't exist. Watch out. When you say creation doesn't exist, doesn't mean creation disappears. It doesn't mean creation disappears. Forget creation. Suppose the moment you understand yourself, creation disappears, your body must disappear. Then if it so happens, listen carefully, if it so happens that once the person understands himself, the body disappears, do you know what will happen? Parampara hani. There shall be no tradition of teaching, because whoever understood disappeared. Listen, please. What disappears is the individuality which was interpreting everything. Body has no problem. Why the body should disappear? Is the body creating problem for, think please, does the body have a problem for itself? So many times I have told you, body is not afraid of its death. Body is not afraid of old age. Body is not afraid of, being hungry or diseased. Body is not afraid. I am afraid. Please. Which one you should deal with? A person sitting down in a room and is trying to pull down everything. Do you remove everything or the person? In the inner landscape of your mind, I thought, afraid, interpreting continuously. Which one you should understand? Only yourself. That goes away. Goes away means what? You appreciate yourself who you are, then you can consciously use that word I also. Using the word I is not ahankar. Listen carefully. Using the word I is not ahankar, not ego. Without knowing who you are, using the word I is ahankar. Ignorance is understanding. Ahankar is not a trouble. I thought is not a problem. If it is a role you take, it is a bliss. If you don't know yourself, it becomes a curse. That is why that example of snake with Shiva. The snake, when it is isolated and alone, hisses at everybody. Shh, shh. Because he feels alone, defenseless, isolated, threatened, frightened. But the same snake, when it is on the Shiva's neck, gently swaying. Why? In the body of the immortal, and the snake is a bhushana, is an ornament, not a dushana, it's an adoration. Ahankar is a bhushana, an ornament in the hand of the wise. Is a curse for the ignorant. That is why I thought, beautiful. Okay, so don't say the whole world disappears. What it means is, Sadatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe. From that standpoint of Sadatma, consciousness, Sat, which is ever existing, Trikalepi Tishthatiti Sat, which is ever existing. In waking, dream, deep sleep, childhood, youth, old age, you are existing. Who you are is ever existing. That is why you are the common thread in and through every experience. That is why you can coordinate your experience. I who wakes up, I who dreams, I who sleeps, one and the same. There is no different consciousnesses. No sleep consciousness, waking consciousness, dream consciousness. Only one thing. And that Sad Atma, myself, which is Brahman, all-pervasive, Nirvikalpe, in that existence free from modification. Like all the sounds resolving in silence. Everything potential there. But in silence, nothing exists. Yet all sounds happen in it. Understand? Kalatrayepi ahirikshita gune nayambu bindu mrugadrishnikam. Two examples he gave. So even when you see yourself, all these perceptions, the creation doesn't affect you, doesn't touch you. Like kalatrayepi gune ikshita ahiva. Guna means rope. In the rope you see a snake. Walking down as you in the darkness, you saw the snake in the rope. The snake remains unaffected by and the rope remains unaffected by the snake. There is no snake at any time. It appears to disappear. That is the adhyaropa. What is aropa? It will come in the... Yes. You know what is that aropita? Aropa means vastuni avastu aropa adhyaropa. This is known as adhyasa. Adhyasa means vastuni avastu aropa. In the object called rope, you project something else, not necessarily snake. If you don't see the rope, listen carefully, if you don't see the rope, anything can be projected. If you project a snake, you shall run away from it. If you project a garland, you shall run towards it. And these are the two things you do in life. When you don't see yourself who you are, you impose on yourself unhappiness, you run away from it. And you impose happiness in an object and you run towards it. You impose unhappiness in the object, you run away from it. You impose happiness in the object, you run for it. That is how people, they have pravritti, nivritti. Pravritti means going towards it, or running, nivritti means running away from it. This is true human behavior. If you are happy with yourself, thereafter, your movement towards the object is no more searching for happiness. You are happy with yourself, but food for food's sake, dress for dress sake, things for things sake, people for people's sake, relationship sake. Therefore, if it is existing, fantastic. Doesn't exist, excellent. Absolute freedom, because you are happy with yourself. You remain untouched by it. So whether if you project the snake, which is, if you don't see the rope, snake is projected, you are afraid and going away. But that snake doesn't touch the rope. In the same way, Mrugatrishnikayam Ambu Bindu. In the mirage that you see in the desert sand, the water in that mirage doesn't drench the sand because it is only an appearance. So this appearance of a universe doesn't ever touch the reality that you are. The body and its limitations, that it is born, asti, jayate, is, goron, vardhate, growing, asti, is, jayate, born, vardhate, growing, then viparinamate, metamorphoses, changes, apakshiyate, decays, vinasyati, dies. These are the nature of the body. That doesn't touch this self, the consciousness that you are. Therefore, all times, please see, you remain the same. And that is what your experience is. At the old age, listen, in the ripe old age of 80, 90, if a person says, when I was a child, listen carefully, take that statement. You take that statement and work on it. That 90-year-old talks to his grandson, or great-grandson, 5-year-old, when I was 5-year-old. So who was 5-year-old? When this 90-year-old body was 5-year-old, Neither the 5-year-old body knew anything nor the 90-year-old body knows anything. Consciousness in childhood, consciousness in old age, consciousness in youth, one and the same. The thoughts have come and gone. Many thoughts have disappeared from your life. How many memories you have lost? Think. But consciousness you have not lost. You are one with yourself. So in the childhood, youth, the body has changed from childhood, youth to old age. There is no childhood consciousness, youthful consciousness, old age consciousness. If consciousness survives, the aging body, it will also survive the dying body. That is why nahanyate hanyamane sarire ajo nitya sashrutayam purana. Hey Arjuna, nahanyate hanyamane sarire. I am Atma, the self that you are, unborn, eternal, existent, even when the body is perishing, perished, destroyed. Nahanyate, never get destroyed. That is yourself. See the reality. Okay? Having said, then further he says, read. Maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramarthate iti brute shruti sakshyad susupto anubhuyate Maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramarthatah iti brute shruti sakshyad susupto anubhuyate. So now Shankara, after writing, he says, don't see that I am talking, but this is what Shruti also says. The scriptures, the Upanishads also declare this. Please understand. Just because Upanishads declare it, shall I take it? Just because scripture says, I will take it. That is why the beauty of this tradition is, there is no authoritativeness, that this is the authority, this is what book says, therefore you have to take it. No. Shruti is immediately followed by Yukti Anubhava. That is why when you don't study these scriptures in a traditional way, you don't understand these things. Few words here and there picking up, the person thinks, oh, I know it. Then you don't know how to discuss, how to talk about it, how to be with it. So you become also another fanatic. Oh, Upanishad says so, Vedas says so. No. Just because Vedas says so, you don't have to take it. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Scriptural declaration is your guide. And what is a scriptural declaration? Listen carefully. What is a scriptural declaration? The scriptural declaration is avadhita, anadhigata avadhita jnanajanakam shastram. That is the shastra, that is the scripture, which should tell you something which you cannot get from some other source, and also should not be subject to cancellation and verification. That means it allows itself for verification. It's not that the unquestioned declaration. No. You can take it and cut. Just because he says you are Brahman, you don't have to swallow it. Or he says you are an idiot, you don't have to take it either. Prove it. And it should say something first, which you cannot know from somebody. We don't need a scripture and teacher to come and tell me I am mortal, I am dying, I am limited. I know it. To establish the duality, you don't need a scripture or a teacher. Come, I'll teach you duality. You are different from the monkey, you are different from the post, different from the world, you are different from everything. God is far away, God is different, if there is a God, Do I need a scripture for that? If at all the teacher should say something, he should say, I am infinity, absolute. That is scripture. See the definition, so tight. And just because scripture says that, you don't have to take it. Yukti, logically, it must be convincing. That is why you have to question every statement there. The tragedy is, somebody says something unverified, people are continuously swallowing it for the longest time. Why has it so happened that no more these type of things are happening in the world in the field of religion? Because today, if an idiot says something, the whole world will pounce on him. What nonsense! That is useless. What type of statement you are giving? Because everybody is intelligent. When those days people are not intelligent, whoever came forward, something somewhere somebody speaks to it, you write it down, they say this is the truth. Then you have to take it. And if you say no, some people who are following it, they will destroy you. What a dangerous thing. If a statement is given, it must be challenged. That is why Krishna says in Gita, Tad vidhi, hey Arjuna, tad vidhi, vidhi janihi, no, tat, that reality. How? Pariprasnena, pranipatena, pariprasnena, sevaya. Approaching a teacher, but a pariprasna, question him from all directions. And Arjuna also questioned him. You think you are God? You are born same time as me. Katham etad bijaniya tvam adau praktavan iti. When you see Gita, will see. He doesn't say, if you say, it must be true. No. He challenges. Katham etad vijaniyam. How do I know it is true? Because for you, you are contemporary. We are born in the same time, and you say you are in the beginning of the creation, you gave out. You think I am stupid? So he has to prove it. So yukti, logically it must come me, because when somebody tells you something which doesn't fit into your experience, you think you are limited, somebody says you are limitless. How? Prove it. And ultimately, it must be your experience, anubhava. Your experiences must be taken into account to reveal the truth. To say that you are the same all the time, your experience is in childhood, youth, old age. The body was young, the body is old. That consciousness, whose presence I was aware of my childhood, the same consciousness now. In between, the thoughts have changed. I have not changed. And this I is a name, that is not the truth. Just like this hibiscus, this flower doesn't exist because of a name. Because the flower is, you name it hibiscus. Because of the name I, you don't exist. Because you exist, a name is given. In fact, in the entire existence, nothing ever has a name. It's a nameless expanse. Can you feel that? Name is human creation. Even before you named something, that something existed. The existence of something is independent of naming. You give a name because the things exist, not because you name it, because there is a name, therefore a thing is. No. Because the thing is, a name is given. Same way. Because of the I, you don't exist. Because you are, a name is given. So use a name. Play with your name. Play with your roles. Everything becomes a role. That is why who you are, that is Advaitam Paramarthata, that oneness, non-duality, absolute standpoint. That is the absolute standpoint. Who are you? Listen, who are you? Everybody around the world, 5 billion people have to simultaneously answer, I am, yes. That is the absolute reality. I, oneness. Duality from the standpoint of the body. Maya matramidam dvaitam. And this duality that you see is nothing but an appearance. In the creation, while I explained to you in Tattvabodh, I have explained it very, very elaborately. That if you take it, again it will be another 2 hours. So understand. What you see is an appearance. Like, okay, little bit of logic I will give you. Like the rope and the snake. Think. Look at this creation. Please see this point. Look at this creation. When I say look at this creation, includes your body, your planet, your solar system, galaxy, Milky Ways, the entire physical universe. Not only physical universe, but your subtle thought, everybody's thought, the entire subtle existence. And also your ignorance, like your deep sleep. How many people even think in these terms? For most people, world is me and my child, or me and my husband, bas. Nothing else. When you say creation, the entire macrocosmic existence, so huge, trying to understand you shall find it extremely difficult. But reduce it to the level of 3 words. Sat, Asat, Mithya. Can you say this world is ever existing? Sat means Trikalepi tishtati, ever existing. Can you say this world is ever existing as it is? This whole creation is ever existing as it is? We are the proof. Nothing exists in this universe as it is. Continuously changing. You were 5-year-old, now you are 50-year-old, after some time 8-year-old, then gone. The creation also continuously changing. We think this earth is there. Millions of years after, sun will die, it's a dying star. Earth will collapse, solar systems will go. Some other solar system, life will be there, who knows? The entire thing is continuously changing. You can't say Sat. Not only this, the waking universe is negated in dream. When you go to sleep, your dream is falsified. So waking universe, dream universe, sleep experience, 3 fields of experience together makes it creation. A physical scientist try to understand the mechanism of an atom, a star, nothing wrong, beautiful. But the scientist must know the scientist himself. As a professional scientist, you discover the secrets of the atom, but you don't know how to deal with your husband or wife. You don't know how to deal with your own death, life and death, laughter and joy, love and hatred. That is why life becomes so incomplete. At the same time, just because you are looking at yourself, don't say nothing should be known. No, if nothing is not known, you may say you are immortal, but your body will die of arthritis. Your body can die of because you are eating good food or neglecting the body. Your body shall die. So better medicine be discovered. That is why we are in a beautiful time where the creation is analyzed, body is analyzed, everything is analyzed. But in the process, we have forgotten the truth. So if you look at this creation, you can't say Sat because it is not remaining all the time same. Nor can you say Asat, non-existent. Mithya, because non-existent means it should not appear. Sat Chetna Vadeta. If it is the truth, it should not be subject to cancellation. If it is totally non-existent, it should not be subject to appearance. Asatchena Pratiyeta. Then what is that it is? Appearance. Just like the snake in the rope. You can't say the snake is real. If it is Sat, if you bring in the torch, why should it disappear? If you say non-existent, why did you jump? Nobody jumps from non-existent snake. If you jump from non-existent snake, you will be jumping continuously. So neither Sat nor Asat, Mithya, appearance. This is the language. So the whole thing is an appearance. And how does the appearance come? If the reality of the rope is lost sight of, appearance comes. The whole universe is an appearance. Why? The reality of consciousness is lost sight of. When you lose sight of yourself, infinity. What shall be the appearance? Infinity. Purnamada Purnamidam. Amazing dimensions. From the absolute, infinity. Infinity is projected. But in this projection, don't take this body to be real. Use the body, use the creation, but be yourself. Be the changeless. Live with the changes. Iti Shruti says. Vidmaya matra idam dvaitam advaitam paramad iti brute iti Shruti sakshat susupto anubhuyate. Susupto sakshat anubhuyate. In your deep sleep you can feel it. That when your mind is gone, everything is gone. It folds up, everything folds up. It comes up, everything comes up. Appearance. But in reality, you are the truth and everything else is appearance. That is why body shall pass. As when thoughts change, body shall change. So, enjoy the changes. I told you in the morning, be the Shiva, the Nataraja, the dancer of the king among the dancers, dancing through this universe. Who you are is changeless, dancing in the realm of changes. Okay? And when Shiva is dancing, the whole parivar is there, no? Shiva parivar. Parvati is there, everybody is there, it's all wonderful. So it's like that. Shivoham, Shivoham, Atma Tvam. Then, Girijamati, mind is the concert, Parvati. Sahachara, Prana, Prana is your Sahachara. All these Nandi, Bhrungi, all that stuff. Sariram, Gruham, this body is the abode. In the whole creation, the Shiva alone is dancing. And these are the companions. So, Shivoham, Shivoham. So you are the only Shiva? No, everybody is Shivoham. Everybody is same thing, absolutely. With this type of knowledge, can you shoot somebody? Huh? Can you say somebody is untouchable, touchable? What rubbish. Everybody is wonderful. Ishvara. We'll see more of it tomorrow. Just read that. Ananyatvam adhishtanat aropyasya nirikshitam panditeirajju sarpado vikalpo vranti jivana. In fact, I have already explained to you this. Ananyatvam adhishthanat aropyasya nirikshitam. Aropitasya adhishthanat ananyatvam. Adhisthana, the substratum. Whatever is imposed is one and the same. The rope and the snake, one and the same. Rope appears to be snake. So the creation, that is appearance, and the consciousness is also consciousness. Same Atma, Brahma, Chetana, call it anything you like. Names only you give. That is why don't fall a prey to the name. Use the name. Be the nameless, use the names. Okay? We'll see tomorrow. Close your eyes.